hold. A rebel with a cause without a pause. One after another, yo, I battle for ours and push bars on TV screens, quoting rap gods, hip-hop kings and queens. Get the money, long time, no cash. I was caught up in the hustle, then I found my path.
Never seen nothing like me. Got the vision inside me. Ain't no limit to how far we go. Now you know, never seen nothing like me.
The Vision and the beautiful original work by Common and Ninth Wonder. They lent their voices to team up with our guy, Stuart Scott, in Boo-Yah, the documentary. And Common joins me now. Welcome to the show for the very first time. I'm such a fan, as we'll get to in a moment. But I just want to begin with what it was that inspired you, a Chicago guy, and Ninth Wonder, a North Carolina guy, the two spots that he repped, to conspire and collaborate on this particular song in the documentary.
Well, Scott, first, peace to you, man. And I'm such a fan of you and who you are and what you do. So thank you for having me on. But Stuart Scott is a hero of mine. He's somebody that's, man, he transcended sports journalism. He made so many of us feel included. His heart and spirit transcended just broadcasting. And man, he was powerful in his energy. So I always looked up to him and looked forward to watching him. And I got a chance to meet him. He actually appeared in a film that I was in called Just Right. So I got to know him somewhat and met up with him one time in Connecticut. And man, he just was a beautiful human being, and what he's meant to us as people, as Black people, for what he's done to like inspire us. I just wanted to be a part of it. I like, honestly, Scott, initially we were Ninth Wonder and I, you know, Stuart was born in Chicago and he moved to North Carolina. So that's where the connection to Ninth Wonder, who's from North Carolina, and me being from Chicago. But initially we were approached and it was like, we want y'all to do a song that's inspired, you know, a song that's inspired by the movie, but it might not be in the movie. I was like, wait, no, we want this song in the movie, man. Like, we got to make something great. And we were able to make the film, and the song to be in the film, and I'm just so grateful, man. It was like one of those things you dream of, and it just touches my spirit when you all were just playing it on the intro. Man, I'm so grateful.
Stuart would have been so thrilled that a Grammy Award-winning artist such as yourself would you know, put pen to paper, and that was something that he took so seriously. I don't think maybe folks understand that. Like, if all you heard was sort of the, you know, the Boo-Yah and the sizzle, you missed the brilliance of the guy as a wordsmith. And you know, to hear athletes talk about how much it mattered to them to feel represented and seen and heard, and to have a voice. I'm interested, Common, in the rap community to feel like you heard your lyrics dropped, you heard your lyrics incorporated into highlights. How significant was that among peers to feel like Stuart was taking your words and bringing them to a different audience?
Dude, it was like he had bars, like his bars meant something. You would be like, did you hear what Stuart Scott said about this? And to be honest, like I was always hoping, man, hopefully Stuart will say one of my lyrics, because he would say a variety of MCs, like from Jay-Z, you know, to Jill Scott. I remember, and just some of his own words, it was just like, this is creativity. You could feel his artistry coming through and his creativity.
For sure.
I didn't even know he had a theater background, but even that showed up in some of the commercials you all did and skits. Like, you just felt his personality in that. But it meant a lot to us, because it felt like we were included. We were being
for sure
embraced. And you know, he was the first sports journalist that we had to represent us in that way. And it felt like we were all part of the movement.
But you know what's so cool is that he paved the way for anyone. And I've said this often, Common, that he and I are of a similar age and of a similar time and had similar references. So he paved the way. I'm a white guy from the suburbs, but he allowed me to, like, I'm out here dropping MOP and, you know, Rakim and you, and it was okay to do so because Stuart allowed everyone to see that just be who you are. And that was empowering for everyone, all of us who followed. And I love that you said bars. I wrote that down. If you're a songwriter, they say lyrics. If you're in the rap game, they say bars. He had them, didn't he? Is there one or something that he said that really that resonated specifically with you?
I mean, it was more his references of some of the songs and how he used them. I mean, obviously the term Boo-Yah, just wherever that derived from, just the way he used that. Cooler than the other side of the pillow, obviously, is something that he would say. But you know, I watched something earlier today on SportsCenter, and it was the Kobe highlight that he narrated the whole way through. He was, if you would call it a narration, but I'm calling it a narration. But he was, just calling that Kobe highlight when Kobe had scored 81, and I was like, man, you could feel the artistry, the improv, the improvisation, and along with the preparation. That's what I loved about the film. You got to see how much work he put in, but how much work you guys have to put in to present what you present. It's so many ingredients to Stuart Scott, and I always felt that it should be a film about him. I'm hoping we can get a scripted film after this, but this documentary is so beautiful because he's telling his story partially, because so much of the footage he filmed himself throughout the years. And it's amazing to see that. And Scott, you and I just talked before we got on, like, by the time you get to the end of this thing, you're on a journey of his life, and you feel victorious, you feel the purity, you feel the love, and then you feel some of the loss and the hurt. But overall, man, it's inspiring, and he's inspiring.
That takes us beautifully to where I wanted to end this. I mentioned I'm a fan. You, a bar that I reference often in life, sometimes on the show, but with my kids. You have a song that ends, "The present is a gift, and I just want to be." And I think of it all the time because our present that we need to be present in truly is our greatest gift. And you and I sitting here talking right now, we have this moment that our friend Stuart doesn't have. And I just appreciate what that line represents, because it's a great reminder not to take for granted what it is that we have. You as an artist, an opportunity to touch lives. Me as an anchor, a chance to share the greatness of athletes. And I just don't want to miss the opportunity to do what I'm getting to do right now, which is to say to you, thank you for what you do. Thank you for sharing your voice to this. And I'm really grateful to have this opportunity to tell you thanks for that, because that line, it's probably 20 years old, at least. But it's still, like Stuart's voice, it still lingers in my mind, man. So thank you. Thank you, Scott. And like I said to you from the beginning, man, like you, Stuart Scott, certain people bring people together. And like you acknowledging whether it's hip hop or the Beatles or whomever, like it's just like it's bringing people together. So I just want to say I appreciate that. And that line, thank you for B is one of the most important projects that I ever been a part of. And that line for me was really just learning to be present more and more, made me more grateful for life. And now even more, as we said, like, God bless the soul of my brother D'Angelo or Stuart Scott, different people that I've cared for that we've lost. I'm just grateful for life. Man, I go outside sometimes and just be like, it's beautiful to see the trees and the sun, even if it's snowing or if it's raining. Or I could be sitting at home watching SVP right after, right after the Monday Night Football. And I'm like, dude, I'm just grateful to be here sitting, eating my vegan cookies, chilling, watching you, man. So I'm grateful, and thank you for saying that, and blessings to your fam, man. Likewise, this is a special moment, and so too is Vision, and the fact that you shared your voice to put it into the piece along with Stuart's. Thank you for that, Common. Continued success and blessings to you as well. Thank you. Yes, sir. Love, brother. Likewise.